Hello, lovely people of the world. My name's Annie, and this is my channel, Annie's Ageless Beauty. This is my channel where I put on makeup, talk about makeup, and sometimes talk about other things if they interest me as well. Yesterday, I was watching a video made by a woman named Ro Ramdin, who is trans, and she was talking about her feelings about the Hogsworth game and whether people should buy it or not because of her feeling, because of because of the chick who wrote Hogsworth's feelings about trans people. Basically, she's a TERF. She considers herself a liberal, I believe, but she thinks trans people shouldn't be a thing, and that somehow she should have the right to decide trans people shouldn't be a thing. It's ridiculous, in my opinion. I talk about it in more detail while I put on my makeup, so I'm not really going to. I don't remember everything I said, and I don't really want to go into that right now. It's cold in here, so I have to wear my blanket because fur. So I'm trying out a new colorful look because the Wheel of Palettes decided to take me back to the Brazil palette and the Take Me Back to Brazil Rio palette, which are colorful palettes by BH Cosmetics, and that's how I got this look. I kind of like it. The colors didn't go on super easy. I kind of had to play with it a little, but I think I like the look I got. It looks cohesive. I don't know. I have to go to Walmart in a few minutes. I guess I'll find out how they like it there. So anyways, I was watching the video by Ro Ramdin, and a lot of the things she said kind of spoke to me. The reason the video spoke to me, I think, is that even though I'm not a member of the trans community, I have had people tell me that I'm not a real woman because I've never had children. And I didn't like hearing that, and hearing other women face that sort of statement because they're trans kind of takes me back to kind of the ignorance I faced. I am a cis woman. I was assigned female at birth. I have posted makeup selfies of myself onto, what was it, Instagram? No, not Instagram. I don't have an Instagram channel. I tried to get an Instagram account, but I didn't really know how to use it. No, it was Imager. That's what it was, one of the I things, Imager. And a couple of people there said that I look like an elderly drag queen. Which, aw, thank you. I didn't think I was that good at my makeup, but okay, that's awfully nice. So I do consider myself a real woman, even though I've had no children and no desire to have them. I apparently look like an elderly drag queen, which, thank you. And I really don't understand why anybody would want to tell another woman, or why any woman would want to tell another woman, nah, you're not real. It doesn't elevate all of womanhood. Even if I'm having a hard time focusing my thoughts. I've already been rambling about this subject for the last 40 minutes as I've been putting on my makeup, and I'm going to edit a lot I have to edit out so much stuff to make me coherent. Man, you would not believe. I just say the same things over and over again in different ways and just rattle on. One of the things that impressed me most about Ro's video is that I almost put it on 0.75 speed because she speaks so fast and covers so much material. And maybe she's, talking for 50 hours and editing it down like I do. But she sounded really coherent and like she really knew this. I'm sure she may have had a script. Probably a script would help. Like, this is unscripted. But anyways, I'm going to link her video below. She doesn't know I'm making it. She doesn't know who I am. She doesn't care. Why would she care? I'm posting the video down below, so if you want to see that. I hope I just hit my desk, and that's why I went woof, 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 woof. I'm going to post the video down below. If you don't believe the same as I do about trans people, that, what the hell, leave them alone. They don't affect you. That's fine. You can say so in the comments and yell at me. If you do agree with me, go ahead and put that in the comments too if you want. If you like my makeup, tell me. Tell me how pretty I am. I like that. If you think I look like an elderly drag queen, tell me that too. I really like hearing that because drag queens are great with their makeup. So some of those drag queens are absolutely beautiful. That's lovely to hear. It's so nice. But anyways, I'm going to go to the parts now where I pick the makeup by the random wheel of palettes, and then put on this look. Again, I'm not real focused. I'm going to try to remember to do a thumbnail. Maybe I should pose for the thumbnail now. No, I'm going to pose totally separately so I can find it. But anyways, on to the rest of the video. Goodbye. So to get started, we're going to go ahead and see what palette we're going to be using today. Spin, spin, spin. We come up with a blank one. Let's try this again. Spin, spin, spin. Oh, we come up with the Brazil. That is a colorful one. Very interesting. Oh, so I will be doing a colorful look today. And if y'all have the Brazil palette from, who made that? I want to say, I should know this one. Not Makeup Revolution. Anyways, it's an older palette. I'll go grab it. And when I have it, I'll say who actually made it because I'm blanking on that right now. And we'll do a colorful look with the Brazil palette. Okay, so right now I'm at the part where I will be putting on my makeup. Oh, I didn't realize my necklace was hanging so low. Zizi has decided to help me, so that's nice. She's very helpful. You can see she likes classic black and white makeup. I'm trying to fix my necklace. All right, Zizi's gonna show her butt. She's a little bit of a bully. Well, a lot bit of a bully. I'll take my glasses off now because I don't really need them while I'm putting on my makeup. So I'm going to start with Maybelline's Perfector 4-in-1 blah blah blah. It's down in the description. I like it as a base. It makes things a little bit glowy. So it kind of puts them on. It does even out my tone a little bit, I find, but it doesn't add a ton, which I like. I'll go ahead and smear this around with my fingers like a savage, because being a savage is perfectly acceptable when you're putting on your makeup, in my opinion. I am definitely not a makeup guru. Am I, Zizi? No, you don't know. You're black and white. All right. It's looking fairly okay. I know my camera is like really cheap, so it's hard to actually tell. I do feel like this made me a little bit more glowy and evened out my tone a little bit and gives my foundation something to stick to, which is something I like. So when I've done that, I'm going to do my eyebrows, and of course I have to go to blue. So I've got my Moria eyebrow gel. All my products are listed down below too, so if you're really curious about this stuff, you want to look just like me, who could blame you? It's all down below, so you can get those products. Real point of this video, besides me looking beautiful, everybody can be beautiful. I mean, well, maybe not beautiful. I don't know. Everybody can have fun with makeup and feel beautiful doing it, in my opinion. You're just basically having fun with color. That's what I'm doing. And enhancing yourself. Anyways, yesterday I was watching a video from a young lady named Ro Ramdin. I don't know if that's her real name or not, but that's her YouTube channel. She was basically talking about how, as a member of the trans community, how she feels about people playing the game Hogsworth by well-known TERF J.R. Rowling. And I think that's her actual name. I'm not 100% certain because I'm not really into the books or the author. And I've always, ever since she started this TERF stuff, I've been really away from her. So I don't really know much of the franchise. I've seen a couple of the movies years ago, and they didn't do it for me. So I'm not her target audience, obviously. However, so I obviously had no desire to play Hogsworth whatsoever, though I do play games. I play Ringworld, and I play Stardew Valley, and Vampire Survivors I've been really into lately. Penguin is a pretty good game. But Hogsworth I have absolutely no desire to play, and never have, and never will. Ro, as I will call her, was talking how, as a trans woman, how she feels about people saying, well, it's a game and I want to play it and I should be able to play it. And she was just talking about how not buying it, not giving, I don't know if I should say this because you can watch her video. It's a very good video. But her main premise is that not paying for the game, not giving that woman more money, another dollar. Let's say she makes $1 on the game. I don't know what she really makes. I don't know if Ro does either. But it's so easy not to give her that dollar because there's so many better games in that genre. There's so many better games out there, just period. Lately, I might be a little jaded because I've been playing a lot of indie games. The AAA games have never really been my thing because I've been poor for a lot of my life. Not currently, but I have been for a lot of my life, and I just couldn't afford them. And indie games right now are on fire, man. RimWorld, Stardew Valley, Z jumped up to the cat tower up there. My whole desk looks like that. So it wasn't an earthquake, it was just ZZ. So I'm using my gel to get my brows more blue to match my hair. When I jump around a lot, I don't have a script or anything. So I'm kind of just filling in my brows, and I want to make them look not too thin, not too thick. Just make them look like they're there and they're blue, which I think I have achieved. So I believe I talked about what Ro's video was about, where she was just saying, hey, it's really easy not to give that dollar to J.K. Rowling, not J.R. Tolkien, no, J.R. Rowling. J.K. Rowling? J.K. Rowling? That sounds better. I don't really know, and I don't really care. You know who I'm talking about, the chick who wrote Harry Potter. It's okay to just call her that. For my next step, I'm going to be putting on a little eye primer, and I'm using the Eye Prep Eye Prime by Juvia's Place. You shake it up because it's really old and I've had it for a while. And last time always have a tendency to put way too much on, so I'm just going to put a little bit on my brush this time in hopes that maybe that'll keep me from just putting a ton on. Let's see if I can get a little more go on both eyes. Now, let me put this away because I don't really need this anymore. I got enough on here. A little goes a long way. And I just have like that much on. So I'm just smearing this around before it dries out. I might use my finger to smear it around too. I always have a tendency, like I say, to put way too much on. Basically, I just want to even out the tone on my eyes, give a nice base for the eyeshadow. My eyes are kind of dark, and I'm going to be using bright colors, so I really want them to come through. But I don't want to just flood my eye with primer, which I have a tendency to do with Juvia's Place, because like I said, a little goes a long way. This is drying down nicely. And I didn't get it all over my eye. The last time I did it was like, just like, well, something you might see in an adult movie. Let's put it like that. Only it was concealer, or it was eye primer, and I put it right in my eye and not a body fluid. So that's probably inappropriate. I probably shouldn't say stuff like that. I don't know. But now I've got my primer on, so I can go to the eyeshadow. And I'm using the Take Me Back to Brazil, and also the Take Me Back to Brazil Rio edition by BH Cosmetics. This is several years old. I bought it not that many years ago, like maybe 2 years ago, but I haven't really used it, either one of these, because it's a colorful palette. I've used it a few times. I mean, I've used all of my palette, but I don't really do colorful looks that often because I'm a basic person. I like neutrals, and also my hair is blue, and I think, that's kind of enough color. But this one is mostly matte, and this one is mostly shimmer. And they've also got these nice shades down here that are highlighting shades. Oh, and I'm getting eyeshadow all over my finger. The only thing I don't like are the pans really small, but well, what are you gonna do? I very much agree with most of the things Ro said in her video. The main thing I don't agree with was, I think her premise came across that because it's a bad game or a mediocre game, it looks like a deeply mediocre game. There are dozens of games like Hogsworth on the Steam store right now. I guarantee it. I haven't really done green eyeshadow ever. I don't play around with green because I have blue-green eyes, and I think brown is more attractive to me, or better on me. But I've been wanting to fool around with it, and so why not do green? And maybe I'll throw another color in there, kind of like a pride theme. I don't know if I should do pride themes because I am in no way a part of the pride community. I think I might be slightly asexual or growing into it as I get older. I don't know if we're considered part of pride things or not. It doesn't really matter. I'm living a heterosexual lifestyle. What color do I want to play with? These are colorful. Very, very colorful. So I'm going to take a brush, make sure it's fairly clean. It is. None of these pans have names in any way, shape, or form. I think I'm going to start with this kind of, it's in the yellow row, but it's kind of a yellow-green, and that's going to be my transition shade. It's kind of a lime green color, not that dark. And it's fairly, well, I wouldn't say it's real pigmented, but it's showing up. Yeah, it looks kind of grungy, kind of, I don't know, I kind of like it. It's not something I normally play with, but I don't think it looks terrible. But anyways, I was going to say I kind of disagree with one thing Rose said in her video, where she was saying that, because it's not a good game, maybe you shouldn't buy it. It's not that much to sacrifice to show solidarity with other women who are being harassed. Now, I can't say I know what it's like to be trans. I was assigned female at birth, and I've always been happy with that. Sure, whatever. Female. Okay, good enough. I like playing with makeup, and I'm attracted to men, or at least I'm attracted to men. And when I was younger, I actually wanted to be in a sexual relationship, which I was for several years until my husband. Maybe I shouldn't be talking about this, maybe personal, but he's a disabled veteran, and he's he's not as young as he used to be. So let's just leave it like that. And I think he may have been part of the asexual community. If he had known such a thing existed, maybe we both would have drifted to that a lot earlier. I think this shows up pretty well. I'm pretty happy with that, actually. I'm wondering what I'm going to do for my eyeliner. I'm going to do this really bright, kind of like a Kelly Forest green. I'm going to use the same brush because, well, I'm pretty sure it's staining my brush green. I'm going to have to wash it afterwards. But I don't have to wash all my brushes. It's not as dark as it looks. I'm going to go to the next one over where it's kind of a blue-green one and mix these together, see if I can get something a little darker. Yeah, that's showing up a little better. Maybe it looks a little bit muddy. I don't know. I'm getting some fallout. So I'm just going to mix these colors and do the same thing on the other side. The thing I disagree about is, even if the game was spectacular, let's say it was an Elden Ring style game in terms of how much people love it, would it be okay to buy it then from somebody who's a TERF, somebody who is basically saying it's okay to hate on people who weren't assigned female at birth but want to be female now? I don't know. I can't, obviously I can't decide that for anybody for themselves. For myself, the answer is no. If say Concerned Ape came out, Concerned Ape made Stardew Valley, and it's one of the games I absolutely love. I'm taking this darker green color right here, kind of squeezing my brush together and just putting it into the crease like that, and then trying to blend it out a little bit underneath, bringing that darker green underneath. But this is a different look for me. Wow. I'm not used to having green under my eye. I'll be getting rid of a lot of this green with concealer. That's why I like to do my eye look first. Yeah, let's say Concerned Ape came out and said, transsexuals are trash, two genders, Adam and Eve, not Adam, all that garbage. Would I still play Stardew Valley? Or let me rephrase that. Would I buy Stardew Valley? I believe the answer is no. If I had never bought it, I wouldn't know that it's a really great game. I mean, I might hear it's a great game, but I wouldn't know for myself that I would love it. And it's just easy not to buy it. There's a lot of other games out there that are really, really, really good. So that's the only thing I kind of disagree. Man, look at my eye. I think this side's way bigger than this side. Yikes. Oh, well, whatever. I do jump around a lot, and I do apologize for that. I'm going to play around with some of these shimmers now. And I think I like this. Do I want to do all green, or do I want to go with a different color? Oh wait, actually, I'm going to grab the shimmer palette. That was for mattes. They have a couple shimmers in there, but they have a lot more over here. Maybe green and like a violet. That would be pretty interesting, huh? Or maybe bright pink. Really, really bright pink. I think I'll do that. I'm going to do something that's not monochromatic. I'm just taking NYX Bear With Me setting spray and going on my brush. Zizi's staring at me. She's a little intimidating. Okay, I think I'm going to go for this purple up here in the upper, whoops, I probably shouldn't blind you with the mirror. This purple in the upper left-hand corner, or right-hand corner? Right-hand corner. So my brush is wet. It's picking up a fair amount. Let's see how that looks. I'm putting it right in the center of the eye. These aren't extremely pigmented, and I'm having a little trouble picking it up. It's a little hard pressed. I'm trying to put it down right on top of these. Well, I did leave the bare area in the middle of the eye. I'm trying to pick it up. Yeah, it's not... I mean, if I pack it on, I am getting color, but I wouldn't say that it's particularly, I don't know, it's not really wowing me. Not that anyone's going to buy this palette. Like I said, it's years old. I'm certainly not a member of the trans community. I was assigned female at birth. I've always been happy with that. I've said that before. But I don't understand the argument that the fact that some people don't have that same experience and want to change their gender, or feel like they were born into a gender that doesn't fit what they actually are on the inside. I don't see how that has anything to do with my experience as being a woman, how it lessens me in any way, shape, or form. It's like to talk about real womanness, so bizarre to me. I've been married since 1987. I know that probably the majority of people watching this video weren't even alive in 1987. And I remember during that time there was a lot of talk about how gay marriage would ruin the sanctuary. No, not the sanctuary. How gay marriage would ruin the sanctity of heterosexual marriages. My marriage. My marriage has lasted for over 35 years. He's in the next room asleep. I don't understand why anybody would be concerned about the state of my marriage because some gay guys got married down the street or whatever, or a couple of lesbians hooked up. Why? Why does that matter to me? Why does that affect my marriage in any way, shape, or form? Or why would you be worried that it would affect your marriage? Unless you're afraid that your spouse is secretly gay and might realize they can get married to a gay person. I'm stumped, I really am. Yeah, I look like I don't have a very much color over, like right on this part of my eye. I think I'm going to go in with a darker purple, this royal purple right here. Maybe I can get something going a little more interest. This is the darkest purple in the palette. It's right here in the far right or left, depending how you look at it. I'm having to dig it out. Whoop! ZZ's coming over. Hi, ZZ. Let me put on the setting spray again. Okay, it's actually showing up as a different color than the other purple, so I do like that. I'm just patting it on right up to the crease line. And it's not really muddying up the green. I'm being pretty careful not to get it up where the mattes are. Just doing the same thing the other side, dropping on some of the darker purple. Yeah, I really don't understand TERF's position, or people who say that, well, we can't let gay people be gay people. We can't let transsexuals change their gender. That's against God. That's not natural. That goes against what God intended. I wear glasses. God intended me to walk into walls, right? But I don't do it because I can afford glasses, and I live in a time and an age where they're available to me. Now, I don't know if transsexuality is normal or not. By the numbers, no, it's not. There's a lot more non-trans people than there are trans. But you know what else isn't normal? Left-handedness. And I'm left-handed, and I have a right to exist, goddammit, even though 90% of people out there are right-handed, especially men. Yeah, men. There are a lot more left-handed men than women. I just completely lost what I was talking about. Wait, why did I talk about men? Oh yeah, because there are more men who are left-handed than there are women. I had a point. That was funny. What was I talking about? So I'm different than 90% of the people out there. In fact, more than 90%, because there were very few left-handed women. And yet here I am. A long time ago, being left-handed was considered a birth defect. My grandmother, let's see, who was left-handed? My mother was left-handed, and my great-grandmother was left-handed, and my aunt was left-handed. And my great-grandmother would tell me that her mother used to tie her hand down, just kind of like put a sock on it until she couldn't really use her left hand to encourage her to use her right hand, because it was considered a birth defect. Why would it make a difference to anybody what hand you sign your name with? I don't know, but it does. Why do people give a crap if somebody who was assigned male at birth gets to an age when they start getting their hormones going and start feeling sexual attraction or starting to figure out who they are and say, hey, wait a minute, I think I'm more of a chick, and want to change to something that feels appropriate to them. I can't say if it's a psychological problem or if it's society's reacting to them that's causing the goddamn problems. I think the latter. Is that right? No, the latter. Society's fault. That's right. That's what I'm saying. This light color is not really going as far over, I think. I'm going to try putting a really light color, like a pink, closer to the inner corner of my eye. And one thing I don't like about whatever is that she presents herself as trying to protect women, the sanctity of women. Who the hell is she to do that? I've been a woman longer than her. Why does she get to decide what's right for who gets to be a woman or not? It seems like she's kind of conceited, is what I'm saying. Like, she gets to decide. Again, I don't know what it's like to be transsexual. I don't know what it's like to have to go through that sort of lifestyle where people are judging you because you feel like things aren't right with your body and you want to make them right. It's something they have to go through. And not only that, transsexuals have to be afraid. Now, all women, if they pay attention, should be cautious about men, because it's really easy to find yourself in a situation where you're going to be maybe treated in a way that nobody should be treated. And I've had situations like that, and I think a lot of women have. In fact, I know for a fact a lot of women have also. And I don't think it's right for any woman to say, hey, this woman wasn't born into her womanhood, so it's okay to treat them badly, to attack them. And I think that's absolutely what she's doing. And I don't think as a woman, or any right-thinking man should support that. Just like, hey, wait, that's kind of a messed up thing to say. I can understand you not wanting to be trans. That's great. Don't be trans. Fine. But people who feel the need to change their gender aren't doing it just because it's a lark or it's fun, or they're doing it because they have a deep-seated need to do so. And it doesn't affect anybody but them and their partners, obviously, and their family. But the society at large? No, it doesn't affect you in the slightest. Just don't do that. Don't worry about it. I'm going to go on to my foundation now. I'm going to use the same thing I used last time, which is the Missha M Perfect Cover BB Cream. Shake it up. I actually got a foundation brush, though I do like to smear it on my face like a savage because that's just how I roll. To recap, I agree with most of what Ro said, though I don't think she went quite far enough, because I think that, when somebody says, hey, this woman isn't the kind of woman I think that woman should be, that woman's a man because they were born a man. Well, it's fine to feel that way, but I don't think it's fine to suggest that other people should go after people for not being what you think they should be. This is a really pretty color. I like how it's kind of cool and neutral. I don't need a lot of cover-up. I just need some my tone neutral down. I'm afraid I'm going to rub it into my eyebrows. But yeah, the Missha M does give me good coverage. It goes on my nose without looking weird, which is important to me because I got kind of a weird looking nose, kind of a big nose. But yeah, I kind of dig this. Make sure I get it up on my eyebrows and stuff. I feel what that Harry Potter chick is doing is in no way innocent and in no way not harmful. She is calling for harming people, for seeing them as less than other people because, okay, let's say it is mental illness. Let's say that it is. It's not illness that only affects them, right? They're not on the street screaming that everybody needs to be trans. They just want to be trans. So I really, really, really don't see what the issue is. I'm going to move on to my concealer now. I'm not done with my eyes yet either. I'm just trying to decide what I want to do. This is Eraser Concealer, multi-use from Maybelline. It's the type you twist it and it comes up and it works pretty well. I'm just going to pat it under my eye, kind of blend it in with a finger. And kind of go to the side where I have my shadow and just kind of tidy it up a little bit. Oh, I think that looks kind of nice though. I like the green and the purple and pink all together. I don't know if it's a pride look, but it's a lot more colorful than I go for. It's kind of taming down the pigment on under the eye, which I like. Oh, the purple on this side has really transferred up. So I'm just going into this Kelly Green Forest one. I'm going to go on both sides and kind of, because the purple shimmer transferred. It doesn't look cute up there where it doesn't belong. Put this and try to... It didn't happen so much on the other side. So it's green back up there again. I think it looks okay. So it did kind of go over to this side a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna do my eyeliner right now. And because it is... I'm just gonna go with my usual coffee brown. I was thinking about doing a colorful one, but I don't think I'm going to. So now I'm going to line my eyes. I'm using the Michaels Marcus in Espresso Cake Liner. Yeah, that's what that is. And... actually have some water over here. Water activated. I guess I could use setting spray, but I don't really know. So I'm just dipping my angled brush into there and just getting it wet. I'm not going to drink this water later. Just rub it in there and get it loose. And just, I don't like it to be too dark. And I don't want to cover up all that pink either. I just want to lightly accent it. I really don't like a bold eyeliner. Because I'm 58 years old, if I put a wing on, it's like really wrinkly here and it's very difficult for me. Or I'm just bad at doing it. That could be also. But this looks really, I think, kind of natural and soft and pretty. And I like it. I really do. Plus, it's already dry. It's supposed to be dry, so it's not going to dry out. You add water to it as you use it. You know, that one when I went a little higher up, so I might have to add some more. Yeah, I covered up the eyeshadow with that one, but I missed. Oh well, I can easily fix that. Do the same thing under here. Basically just a hint of eyeshadow or eyeliner. The one thing irritates me about this whole debate is it really wasn't much of a debate about trans people when I was in my early 20s, when I first got married, when I was out in the world, when I had first left my family and was becoming my own person. There really wasn't this talk about transsexuality. There was some about homosexuality really, but not so much as trans. But I did get told many times that I'm not a real woman because I don't want to have children. I never wanted to have children. And obviously you can't be a real woman if you don't want to have children, right? That's what real women want to do. And if you're a real woman, you got to have children. I'm going to put a little highlight in the corner of my eye. Is this the Rio one? No, oh, I want the other one, the brighter one. More bright, more better. Yeah, this'll do. I'm just using a flat brush, and I'm going to go ahead and spritz it down and dig up some of this. This has two kind of like shimmery white shade. I mean, one is pink and one's more of a green. I'm going to use the pink side, this kind of pink iridescent shimmer, and put it right in the corner of my eye. I can actually use my big mirror because I've got a big mirror like a big girl. Can you see it? Do the same thing on the other side. Yeah, it's definitely showing up. So yeah, while I'm not trans, I have certainly been told I'm not a real woman because I wasn't doing the things that real women do. Just like I'm not gay, but everybody in high school thought I was because I didn't date. I just wasn't emotionally ready to date. And I also didn't want to have kids. I was vocal about, yeah. I'm going to put some of this shimmery pink shade on my brow bone. Oh, it's nice. It is nice. It's definitely showing up. Yeah, I'm just going to pack some more color in there. Oh, and that's actually a brighter green than what I had before. And I think I like that. The whole rainbow effect. Yeah, that works. I'm cool. Now I'm going to use a Voluminous Carbon Black from L'Oreal. Last time I used this stuff, I tried like 20 times to say voluminous, and I ended up cutting a bunch of them out. I left some of them in because it was just ridiculous. Like 10, 20 minutes. Volume bliss? No. I don't think I ever got it right. So, and I probably didn't get it right this time, but I said it with confidence, and I'm happy with that result. So yeah, I spent a lot of time being told I'm not a real woman. You don't have children. I joined the army, like I said. Or did I say that? I did join the army, and many people took that as proof that I was a lesbian, because obviously if you join the army, you're a lesbian. This was back in 1983, and I was in California at the time. I was living in Newhall, California, which is now Santa Clarita, California, and it's a fairly good-sized city. Now, at the time, it was smaller. But California isn't, like the deep south or something where you would think that people would be having these kind of ignorant thoughts, and yet they did. Right now, if somebody, a young woman, because I joined while I was actually still in high school, join the army, do they hear that, oh, you're gay? I don't think so. So things were different back when I was younger. I'm doing my bottom lashes, trying to get into the corner. I think it looks good. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, obviously. So yeah, I really think it's, I don't know if GRWM has ever had somebody tell her she's not a real woman because she's not doing something that real women do. But I have. I can tell you, it sucks. It generally sucks. Now, I don't have it to the same extent as trans women because, well, at one point they weren't women. They were men. They were assigned male at birth, and then they realized, hey, that's not right. I want to change it, and we have the technology and the ability to do it, so why shouldn't I be happy? Just like Annie gets to wear a pair of glasses, I should be able to have a vagina if it makes me happy. And I don't see why not. I know not all trans people have had bottom surgery, but I'm just saying they want to be the gender that they feel inside. Just like I do. I mean, if I suddenly woke up as a man, I don't think I'd be happy about it. I know my husband wouldn't be happy about it. So I'm just putting on this mascara on the other side. I've had this mascara for years, and it actually is holding up wonderfully. I've used other mascaras, so I wasn't using it for, only this for years, but it's doing quite well. I don't mess with false lashes, by the way, because I'm too much of a wimp. Maybe I'll try it one day. I don't know. Never say never. It's not like I go anywhere, though. I'm just, I might stream later to show off my makeup, but that's about it. Okay, I think that's my eye look. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the other parts of my face. Okay, I've got this Stay Naked Threesome from Urban Decay. I don't really like overly sexual names in products, but it is what it is. And can I open it? Yes, I can. So I got this bronzer, which in this light is looking kind of orangey. And then two blushes, kind of a baby pink one and then a very light peach one. I like doing my contour first. Very important. Whenever you use a brush, you should do this to get rid of the cat hair. Because otherwise it's just weird. I'm going to go ahead and put it over here. Give my face the impression it's not perfectly round like a beach ball. I don't know, that's not a bad color. Maybe a little orangey. I prefer more cool tones, but it's there. It's not hard to blend out or anything, so I'm not hating it. I'm going to also do my big old forehead. Poke it into the wrinkles, because they have to be nicely bronzed too. Do the side of my nose. I don't know extremely extremely technical applications. But I think this is how I'm supposed to throw it on. So while I have it in common with trans women that, I've been told I'm not a woman because I'm not doing something women have done, or, they're hearing it because they weren't born a woman, or whatever, I never understood why people felt the need to communicate that to me. Like, oh, I'm not a real woman? Okay, I'll have kids so I'm a real woman. Or I'll have kids so you think I'm a real woman. No, if I don't want kids, I'm not going to have kids. I'm not going to be a good mother because I'm not happy about being a mother. So why do you want me to have miserable kids? My parents didn't want to have me. And they made it very clear that I was not wanted. And it messed me up for years. Why would I want to do that to somebody else? I just understand. If you're not like me, you're not doing it right. What do they expect trans women to do? Oh, I was born a man, so I guess I'll just have the surgery, or if they have surgery, I'll just go back to being a man and not taking the hormones or whatever, and acting the way you want me to. Wow, this is pigmented. Holy cow. I mixed these two blushes together, the peach one and the baby doll colored one, and I'm just veering it around, and it is really showing up. But I think it goes well with the green. Well, I put a lot up here on this side of my face. Holy cow. But it's blending out good. And of course, use my hands because you know why. Yeah, I'm feeling nicely blushed right now. I haven't used this very much. The bronzer looks almost like it's got a bit of shimmer in it. I'm trying to look at my mirror, my small mirror, which is a little closer. Does it have shimmer? I can't really tell. I'm going to go on with the highlighter here. So because I felt this is kind of a special video because I actually had something I wanted to talk about, I want to go with some extra special highlighter. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Vegas loose highlighter, which I don't think I've ever used because it's kind of a lot, and I was just wearing it to work mostly. It's kind of a gold color. It's not as bright as I thought it would be. Let me put on my finishing powder real fast. I'm using Lorac Soft Rose. Most of the stuff came from BoxyCharm, by the way. I stopped using BoxyCharm because consumerism, and I had way too much stuff, and the stuff wasn't all that great stuff all the time, and I've got too much stuff, and blah blah blah. So I'm trying to get this a light amount on my brush, and I got way too much, and now I'm getting powder everywhere. That's okay. I'll just poke it in gently. Oh, it's going on nicely. Gonna go ahead and put some under my eyes because my concealer is creasing a little bit. It actually, I think, is giving a little bit of coverage too. Maybe I just use my finger to poke it in. I really should have a smaller brush for under my eye, but I don't. So, fingers are the best tools in the world. They most certainly are. I like the way that this is making my skin look. It's kind of taming down that blush a little bit. It's adding a little rosiness all over my face. So I'm going to go back and try a little bit more of this highlighter. Now that I'm not going to be putting finishing powder on top of it. Let's see if I can get some out. It won't come out. Okay, I got some. I'm going to put a lot on. Does it look super shiny? I can't tell. I'm looking at myself in the monitor, but I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see a damn thing. I'm high-lidded. Yeah, I'm high-lidded. Yes, I am high-lidded right now, I can tell. So for my lips, I'm going to go with something kind of neutral, kind of dark, because I am wearing a colorful lip. And because I always wear neutral on my lips. I actually don't have a lot of colorful lip looks. This is Anastasia Beverly Hills in the shade Ashton, which is kind of a deep brown brick color. And I think it goes with this eye look. It doesn't compete with it. It shows that I do have lip. Stop talking while I'm putting on lipstick, Annie. You know better. And yet I'm still doing it as I'm... my teeth are really funky looking. Like, the enamel of my teeth are really bad. It's been that way my whole life. No matter how much I brush, their teeth is just falling apart. It's hereditary. I got it from my dad. So I think I got my lipstick on fairly well. My lipstick does look like it's very uneven. That's because my lips uneven. My mouth is lopsided. And this side is a lot smaller than the other side. I managed to get stuff into it just fine. I'm not starving to death. I was thinking about putting a gloss on top, but it actually feels pretty comfortable for a dry lips, not for a dry lipstick, for a liquid lipstick, which I think dries down. Yeah, it dries down. It's kiss proof. Okay, last thing I'm going to do, of course, is setting spray. Go ahead and glue this down. Inhale it too, because, you know, take a drink of water or take a drink of fruit punch to celebrate. Oh, that's very good fruit punch. And this is my look. Am I beautiful? Of course I'm beautiful. Can you be beautiful? Of course you can. You already are. But if you want to be more colorful, grab some makeup and play with it. That's what I do. Should I go back to talking about what I was talking about before? Did I say everything I wanted to say? I don't know. I'm all over the place on things like this. So I've got my makeup on, and this is how I look. I think it came out pretty cute. It's not something I would wear like to work, but since I'm not working anymore, that doesn't matter. So I might go to Walmart looking like this. And yes, I do live in a small town in Missouri, but I'm sure they will love my makeup. Oh, let me take off my hairband so I can show my beautiful blue hair. Yeah, I went a little crazy with the hair conditioner this morning. It's a little flatter. So in sum, I think that TERFs are jerks. Women are women. If you don't think they are women, keep it to yourself. They don't need to know that. I'm sure there's a lot of people who never told me, I don't think you're a woman because you haven't had children, and I never knew that they felt that way, and our relationship wasn't damaged as a result. You can keep ugly thoughts to yourself. If you don't like the way somebody's living their life and it doesn't affect you in any way, shape, or form, keep that to yourself. Don't tell them. Don't try to get legislation passed to make their life difficult. Don't tell other people that they're not real. And even if you don't say, hey, go beat them up, you're encouraging that. When you're encouraging people to treat other people badly. They're not real, you can treat them badly. It's kind of sad to me that some women feel the need to treat other women that way. And of course, there are also men who are very hostile to trans women because they're not real women, and I might hook up with one, which, you know, I think if you're trans and you're dating a straight cis guy, you should probably let him know. No, you should let them know. They should let them make the decision. I don't think anybody should be okay with women or men of any type being made to be afraid for what they are if what they are isn't dangerous to somebody else. If somebody's a serial killer, yeah, they should be afraid that society's going to come on them like a ton of bricks. But who are trans people hurting? Who are they hurting? Themselves? Does that give you a right to hurt them? I just don't understand the logic. So, in short, if you're trans, you're welcome here. If you're straight, you're welcome here. If you're cis, you're welcome here. If you're gay, you're welcome here. If you're a drag queen, you're really welcome here because I'd love some makeup tips. Yeah, that's about it. I'm a real woman. Ro's a real woman. I don't understand why anybody who feels differently would try to make her life more difficult, or other trans people's. Well, I've been talking for a while and I've probably said the same thing over and over again. I'll try to edit it so I seem reasonably coherent. It's harder than you might think. If you like my channel and you'd like to see more of what I do, please subscribe. I upload every once in a while. This isn't my job. I don't have a job. I'm currently being a kept woman, and I enjoy that lifestyle. It's pretty cool. I stream games frequently, and that's basically it. Well, I mean, I do housework and stuff like that because I'm an adult. We have chores to do. And notifications so you get a bell whenever I upload, which isn't that often, but when I do it, it's a treat. I tell you, it's a damn treat. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, no matter who or what you are. As long as you're trying to make other people miserable, that's not cool. Don't do that. Thank you, and goodbye.